So with some of the recent big changes that have rolled out to WordPress and Elementor and the issues that so many are facing with sites not working correctly, it's 100% highlighted the need to have a solid backup and staging solution. Now I've already covered how to have a solid backup setup as part of your website, but until now I haven't really covered staging sites. In this video I'll rectify that by showing you a free and a paid for solution that makes the whole process pretty simple. Now, while the free version will provide you with basic staging site for you to test your updates before applying them to the live site, the pro or paid for version gives you way more features and helps you to save a ton of time rolling those updates out to the live site itself. So let's take a look at the tools you'll be using, and then I'm going to guide you through both methods for creating a staging site for WordPress. Now there are two parts to this tutorial. The first part is the completely free way of creating a staging site that you can then test out updates and test all those things out, knowing that everything is going to be perfectly fine on your main site. And this is something that is worth its weight in gold if you want to test things without causing a problem. The second and the better way of working is where we take the pro version of this plugin and we take a look at how we can do a lot more with it. We can create staging sites, we can push updates, we can clone things, we can do a lot more. For me personally, the pro version is the way I would go every single time, and I've paid for this probably 18 months ago and it's part of my overall backup process when I want to work with sites. But in a pinch, the free version is going to give you at least the basics, and then you could use a tool like Duplicator to duplicate the updated staging version and push that over to your actual main site. So there are workarounds if you don't want to spend any money, and there are other options available. I just personally like this particular option, so that's the reason why we're using it today. Okay, so this is WP Staging. I've gone ahead and installed it and everything is ready now to start. This is a very simplistic plugin. There's not a huge amount you can do with it other than create a staging site. So you can see on the left hand side now we have a couple of options. We've got settings, and if we hop into there you can see we've got a couple of different things we can set up. Now you can ignore this message at the top. At the time of writing, this is not fully tested with WordPress 5.5, but I've tested it out myself and had no issues with it whatsoever. But use it at your own risk if you are bothered by that kind of thing. Now where it says get the latest version, that's for the pro version, not the free version, just so you know why I haven't clicked on that. But then you can go through and you can configure a few different options to do with your server, how to optimize things to make sure that you don't overload the server, especially if you're on shared hostings and you have, resource limitations. You may need to fine tune and tweak this. I'm going to go with out of the box settings because they should work fine for most normal size sites. You may have to tweak if you get bigger sites. Okay, let's hop over to the sites and start, and we can take a look at starting our staging site. Now there really is next to nothing to do in here other than click the create a new staging site and then tell it what you want to copy over. So let's just do that. Create a new staging site, and we now have a couple of options. And like I say, it is really simple and straightforward. You can't really go too far wrong with this. Database tables. If you have other applications installed in the same location as WordPress, you may want to make sure you only copy over the WordPress database entries. So you can see we've got a pile inside there. They're all prefixed by this KJP. You could select KJP underscore, and that would then select only those ones. There's various different ways you can do this, but the only thing I have installed in here is WordPress, so I don't need to do anything inside there. Next up we have files, and from there we can just basically choose the folders we want to back up or the folders we want to send over to the staging site. And again, if you have other things on top of WordPress, you may want to deselect things that are not important to WordPress itself. For this though, we have just the 3 WordPress folders. If we wanted to add any extra directories to copy, we can drop those inside there. Really, really simple. Advanced settings and Pro, well, we don't have Pro installed, so we can't do anything with there. We have the option then to check the disk space. Now I know I'm fine for disk space, but if you aren't sure, check that, make sure everything is okay. Then you've got a couple of FAQs if you want to see how to do various different things. I would suggest you take a look through these if they're applicable to you. But what we're going to do is click on Start Cloning, and what that's going to do is it's going to give us a rundown of the amount of time it's taken, what it's doing, how much it's done, and we're just going to let it go ahead and do that. So I'll pause the video. Once that's completed, we'll come back and take a look. Okay, and there we go. Everything has now been completed. You can see we've got information about the staging site, the name it's been given, the database details, and so on. So this has created an identical duplicate of every part of our site, moved it into its own dedicated subfolder, allows us to log into it to check it out so random people can't accidentally come across this, which gives us a level of security, which is always a good thing. And then we can go in and make changes, update, and make sure everything is working. So let's take a look at that now. If we click on this URL and open up a new tab, you can see this takes us in now to the WP Staging login section that allows us to log into the front end of the site. Now you're going to log in with your default details that's part of the account that you set up as your normal WordPress website, so all those details are going to be the same. So if I log in now, that'll take us over into the site. You can see we get an orange bar at the top to tell us there's something different about this to the standard WordPress site. That's denoting the fact that we are using a staging copy. We can scroll down, everything is exactly the same as it was on the other site. And if I go and take a look at any of the pages inside here, they should all show up exactly the same. The only difference obviously being it's a separate dedicated staging site. So if I jump over into the dashboard, I can come in here again, the orange bar at the top is still there and evident. We've got WP Staging, and if we go into that section, you can see it tells us this staging site can be pushed and modified probably with a pro version, like I said at the beginning. So we can't make another staging site from this. It's intelligent enough to know that this is the staging site. So now what we could do is we could make changes to this, check everything out on exactly the same setup as we have the live site. Once we're happy, then we can either transfer that data over using a separate plugin like Duplicator, or we can just run the same updates on the main live site knowing that everything is going to work okay. So like I say, this is the free version, so there are those limitations. Now if we hop back over to the main site, you have a couple of options. We've got delete, update, and open. First and last I think are pretty self-explanatory. Update just basically means if you make changes to the live site and you still have the staging site in place, you can push those changes over, and you can also choose what it is you want to update. So if we click on that, it takes us back to what we had originally, which is where we can choose the database tables and the files. The staging site name is all still in place. So now we could go in and choose, do we want to push everything over to it, or maybe just the files, or maybe just the database, maybe just certain folders. It's up to you. So this is more if you're comfortable working with a tool like this. This may be a really simple but perfect option for what you're doing. For me, it's a little on the basic side, but it gets the job done if you want to test things out. Now, quickly, let me just show you. If we go over to SiteGround, which is where the site is, this is the site. And if we go into the public HTML folder, you can see we've got a new folder inside there with that same string of numbers, or whatever it is may be set up on your particular copy. And inside there, we've got an identical duplicate of everything to do with our site. So everything is set up inside there exactly the same as the main site. It's just a staging site that doesn't allow anybody to just randomly drop into it. Now, if you're finished with your clone site, you can easily get rid of it. We can just go back out of this and we can just say we want to delete. It's going to ask us, are you sure you want to delete all this and what files and folders and so on? We'll just hit remove, and that will then go and take everything away. And there you go, that's completely cleared out. And we go back now into our section inside the file manager, refresh that, and we take a look inside the public HTML folder. You can see that folder, that staging site, is now completely removed. So you get nothing left behind if you delete a staging site after you've tested things out. So that's WP Staging. Let's take a look at the Pro, and let's take a look at what that offers and why I think it's a better option for anybody that actually wants to manage and maintain sites a lot easier. So what we're going to do, just come into our plugins, we'll disable this free version, we'll just deactivate that, activate WP Vivid Staging, and I'll just drop in my license details so we've got the full version and see exactly what's going on there. So let me just log in and we are then good to go. Okay, so that's now active, and as you can see, it's a completely different looking interface, but the basics are still the same. We can still create staging sites, we can delete staging sites, update them and so on. We just have a lot more options available as part of the Pro plugin. Okay, so let's just first of all create a staging site. That will take us over to this tab where we now have more controls over what we want to do. We can initialize the staging, we can set up the staging folder names that we want to use, any prefix for the database and so on, so we get more control over what we want to do there. For most use cases, you could probably just leave that exactly as it is, but you have the option should you want to. Then we have things like choose a database for the staging site. So you can share the same database with your live site, or you can install the staging site to another database. So what you could do with most shared hosting, you'll have access to cPanel where you can create additional databases as part of your account. You may want to keep the two separate for optimization purposes, especially if you have a much larger site where you don't really want to have all of that data dumped into the same database and then deleted from there back and forth kind of thing. Again, nice option to see. Choose which directory to install the staging site to, so you can drop this into the root directory of the current site, or you can install the staging site to the WP content directory of the current site. I would recommend just leaving it go to the root because that just makes it easier, especially if you want to see there's something in there, and if you need to delete anything manually, you can immediately see where it is without having to dig around inside the WP content folder. Next up, saying, what do you want to copy to your staging site? So you can see we have all these different options, including additional files and folders. So again, like I say, if you've got extra things installed into the same location as your WordPress, you could include those if you wanted to, or exclude, however you want to sort of set things up on there. And other than that, that's pretty much it. So we'll create now. We'll let that go ahead and we'll say, yep, we're going to create that staging site. This is going to do the same thing. It's going to go over, it's going to transfer all those files over, set the database up in there, all those kinds of good things. Once that's finished, we'll then have access to our new staging site. Okay, so now we have some more options once the staging site has been created. First of all, let's take a look at the staging site, see what's going on inside there. So there's the URL for the staging site and the admin, the database, table prefix, and the site directory. All the information is there for us. So let's just hop over into the site itself. So again, you can see we've got the option to log in. So I'm going to do just that. So we'll just say log in. And again, this now takes us into our site. We get the familiar orange bar at the top, and we can go ahead and do what we need to do to the staging site, knowing that our main site is going to be perfectly fine. If we take a look at the main staging plugin at the bottom, you can see we've got some extra options inside here this time. Click here to migrate the staging site to the live site. So we can make our changes inside here. Once we're happy that everything is working perfectly, we can then push those changes back over to the live site without having to use any other tools. Now, obviously, if you were going to do this, you'd make a backup of the main site before you push this over to the live site, because there's always the opportunity for something to go wrong. Could have a power cut, could have a server go down in the middle of it, and your site could become corrupted. Making sure you've got a backup in place before you do anything like that is going to save you a lot of headaches if anything untoward happens. Before we do that and check it out, let's just jump back over to this. So you can see we've got a couple of things inside here. We've got copy the staging site to live, so we can work on this whichever way we want to. We can do it from the staging site and push it over to the live, or we can work inside the live site and grab the data changes from the staging site. We can update the staging site like we saw in the free version of this plugin, so we can update any changes you may make on the live site and push those over to the staging site. So all those options are there for us, and it just makes the whole process easy. So let's just test this out. I've got one plugin that needs to be updated. So we're going to go over to the staging site. As you can see, the orange bar at the top. We're going to go into the plugins and we're going to update that plugin to make sure we've got the latest version. So we'll update that. Once that's finished, we'll then push that back over to the live site. So let's come back into this bottom section and we're going to push it from our staging site. So we're going to say click to migrate the staging site to the live site. Let's click on that. And you can see now this pushes us over to the live site and then allows us to do exactly that. So we're not going to get into any problems doing this. You can see our plugin is still showing us needing to be updated. So we're going to say copy the staging site to live. Then you've got the option, what do you want to copy over, the database and the uploads folder or custom content? If you choose custom content, you can choose from that list like we saw earlier on, and we can expand any of these out and see a file structure inside there. So you've got easy control over all that. We're going to say database and uploads folder, and we're just going to say copy now and say okay to that. And we're going to let that go ahead now and copy all that relevant data over to this live site. Now the eagle-eyed among you will notice that when we said copy staging site to live site, that says the database in the uploads folder. Now if we take a look on the left hand side, even though it initially disappeared, you'll see that we still have that plugin update. Why? Because all this is copied over is the database and the uploads folder. And obviously plugins don't reside in the uploads folder. So I wanted to show you that because that's the quick and easy way of just doing the basic update. But what we want to do is the custom content update. So from there, we can now choose what we want to update. So if you want to update the database, the WordPress core, themes and plugins and so on, you can do just that. So there's two ways of working. So what I'm going to do this time is the second way, which is where we're just going to update everything except for additional files and folders, obviously. So now if we click on copy now, all of these will be updated. And if you expand any of these out, you can just go in and choose what you do and don't want to update inside each of those individual sections of the site. So if you've got multiple themes, for example, and you know you're not going to update ones that you're not using inside there, well, you could disable those so you save yourself a time and effort, which is especially useful if you have a much larger site and you're only making simple updates that you know are plugin updates, for example, or it could be upload updates or database updates, all those kinds of things. So now if we do copy now, then we have control over exactly what is going to be copied between the staging site and the live site. So we'll do copy now. We'll say OK to that, and we're going to let that go ahead now and do what it needs to do with all of those files and folders. So now that we've chosen all the files and folders and things we wanted to migrate over from our staging site to our live site, if we hop over into our plugin section now and install plugins, you can see that our starter templates, which was requiring an update, has now been updated. So you can see you get a huge amount of control with this Pro version, but if all you want is really basics, then you can just use the WP Staging free version, and that's at least going to get you the ability to create those staging sites. So again, once we come back into this, we can come back into staging and we can create a new staging site if we want to, or we can just get rid of any staging sites we may already have. So you can see this is one of our staging sites. We'll hit delete on there, click OK, and that's going to get rid of that. It's gone. So as simple as that. But hopefully what you can see is it is very easy to do, but it's going to save you so much time and effort, especially where we've just had like updates to WordPress to 5.5, to Elementor 3.0, and people are experiencing masses of problems updating to those newest versions on live sites. Never update to an important update on a live site. Always use a staging site, or at the very least, do a backup first so you can get your site back up online as quick as possible, but staging site is still the optimal way of working. So now that I've shown you how to create a staging site, you may want to see how to get a solid backup solution in place. And for that, I've already created an in-depth video on exactly what I use for my personal and my clients' websites. I'll put a link in the corner to this and in the description below. Now, as always, all of the applicable links are in the description. My name's been Paul C. This has been WPTuts, and until next time, take care.